Yo guys, what's going on? Acez here today with another video. In today's video, we're going to be checking out the new ballistics that are going to be coming out in 12.12. If you can't already hear it, I am sick as a motherfucker, so I do apologize for the voice here today. I'm honestly not sure if we're going to get you any more content this week, just because I am actually pretty fucking sick, and I'm not very happy about it, but it is what it is. I was actually going to make a video today saying about Battlestate Games and kind of like a radio silence when it comes to any new content, and here they dropped this morning when I was getting ready to come and record that video. So we're going to be talking about this here today. I've taken a look at, I think, 4 of the screenshots, and there's a decent bit of them. I'm not sure how many ammunitions are going to be affected, but we're going to take a look at almost all of them here in today's video. So make sure you guys leave a like, subscribe if you're new. Let's hop into it. So the first one we got here is the 5.7 ammunition, the L191. Is going to be at 100 meters, and I actually really like what I'm seeing. Like I said, I took a little peek at like 4 of them, and I noticed that it kind of seems like our shots are going to be a lot more straight during, closer range engagements. We're not going to be shooting over people, and we're not going to be shooting under people. If we aim at somebody's head, it's going to one tap them. It doesn't always happen that way where we don't really hit our shots when we're actually right on when it comes to our sights, but every once in a while it definitely will happen if you're running the wrong ammunition. So here you can see that we have more of a level, travel distance when it comes to our ammunitions. And before we were looking at, a little bit of a curve upwards, like where the ammunition kind of was traveling upwards for a while. Now we have more like a straight line, but at the same time, we're still gonna have that like more of a fall off when it comes to the first 100 meters. But after that, we're gonna have bullets that go a little bit further. So that's going to be the theme across most of these trajectories here today, where we have those bullets traveling a greater distance than they once did. But we have something interesting here. We have the old trajectory being a completely red line, but in the new trajectories, we have some different colored lines. It starts out as red, then travels to kind of like a yellowish green, and then into a green. So there's nothing on here that represents what these mean. So the assumption is probably damage fall off or penetration fall off, whatever it may be. Make sure you keep an eye on that. But obviously, as we get further and further through the line, you can see that there is some sort of fall off to something. So let's move on to the next one. We have a little bit of MP7 ammo. MP7 ammo has always been one of those ammunitions where you got to be fighting close range. You can't be tapping across the map with it. But you can see the old trajectory was like sky high at first and then had a large fall off. Now with the new trajectory, we're getting, like I said, more of like a straighter shot when it comes to the first 100 meters, and then we start to meet that fall off range. So it seems like they're really focusing on 100-meter engagements and closer. So, maybe people were really complaining about, losing their gunfights at close range. I have no idea. But the next one is going to be some 12 gauge. Oh, this is 20 gauge actually for the taws. Interesting. I didn't know they actually cared. So this one is, let's see here. You're getting a bit more range. The fact that this is a slug out of, the taws, and it's not even going 70 meters at first. I didn't even know this. I didn't know the slugs were this bad. Obviously, nobody uses the taws really, but it's a fun gun to meme with. You have that, like I said, very straight shot the first 20 meters, and then you're going to get a little bit more range on some of them slugs. This is a 12 gauge slug now. Once again, kind of surprising that these lead slugs don't have that much range. When you compare it to AP20, you got a shit ton of range on that. So the trajectories kind of coming to a point where they meet here, but you can see there's a lot more significant. It's a lot more dramatic of a fall off on the old trajectories rather than the new ones. So we're going to be hitting more shots, hopefully. Moving on, we got SP6. Now this one's interesting, man. Like you can see, like literally, you got a lot of drop here when it comes to how much drop you're going to be seeing on any of the ammunition for the AS-Val and the VSS. So when it comes to the 9x39, it's nice to see that you're going to have like a little bit of a chance when it comes to, spraying at a little bit longer of a range. Now, don't get me wrong. Both weapons are not a long-range weapon. However, I do think there's some times when I'm using that weapon and my shots are just not even coming close. So this one, you can see we have a significant amount of drop that happens, and we're losing a lot of that drop. So our shots are going to be a lot straighter. So nice to see there. So we have 9x19 PST GZH. This is one where it's kind of considered, you know, just normal ammunition to put through a lot of your 9 mils. Obviously, all of us are using 7N. It's something new now. I can't like PB something. And then you have the AP6 and, you know, a lot of those ammunitions. But when it comes to somebody who's not running meta ammunition, they're usually using PST GZH. So, you know, this one is going to be interesting because, you know, whatever this green does represent, if that's going to be damage fall off, you can see it doesn't seem like there's that much on the old trajectory. You can see that we have the red line here, but it does start to fade into that almost a yellow. But here we see the yellow come way earlier. So it's going to be a lot more interesting to see how these close range weapons are actually affecting what's going on when it comes to gunfights. Like, is leg meta going to be rendered completely useless at range? It's just something we're going to have to see. But obviously, I don't think you're going to be leg metting too many people at 100 meters. But nonetheless, you can see even at like 60, 70 meters on old trajectory, if this is representing damage, you know, you're still getting a shit ton of it. So be interesting to see. We have 45 ACP FMJ. So we had a, you know, decent amount of drop at first. Nothing that crazy, but the new trajectory is going to flatten it out a nice bit. You know, I think 45 is actually really fun to use. There's just not that many weapons to use it for. Obviously, you got the pistol, UMP, and the Vector. And the Vector's expensive, and the UMP's kind of trash. So hopefully we see some new guns for that in the future. All right, we got a little bit of Mosin ammo. Now, obviously, you can throw these in any of your sniper rifles, but we're just going to stick to the Mosin since I feel like that's what a lot more people will be using. Honestly, I don't really think there's that much drop when it comes to LPS, and according to this chart, there is. I had no idea. I literally had no idea there was this much drop when it comes to LPS GZH. So the new trajectory is going to flatten it out a good bit and give it some more range, but I actually had no idea it was this bad. So moving on, we have M80. All right. I didn't know M80 was this bad either. You know, M80's, you know, round I use it all the time when it comes to using it in like an RSAS for long range. Obviously, there is some drop, but I didn't think it was this bad. But you can see the new trajectory is going to level things out. You know, if this is damage fall off, it looks like across the board, it's going to be a lot harder to take extremely long range fights. And you know, it's interesting. I would like to see sniper ammunition at least not get affected too much, but we'll see. We have BP, one of the pretty much favorited ammunitions when it comes to the 7.62. We have new trajectory here. You know, the fact that there's this much fall off is just surprising to me. I didn't even know. Like, I was completely oblivious to this much fall off compared to what we're going to be getting now. I don't think this one's that bad, though. We have that level trajectory, as I said. And you can see the color change isn't truly there yet at 100 meters. So, you know, 90% of the time, we're not going to really notice anything out of this. And like I said, I could be completely wrong about what the damage fall offs and everything means. So if I am, just let me know in the comments. I'm just interpreting as I see it. And I'm sick, so I could just be completely missing everything I'm supposed to be getting. My head might not be working right. We got TT ammunition. Obviously, you can put these through the PPSH if you wanted. Not much change here, really. You can see that the trajectory is going to be a little bit more level, and then you're going to get a little more range when it comes to the 12-12 patch. But, you know, not much change in here. Make sure these aren't new. Okay, these are the last set. So we have another image here, which I'll take. Oh, you guys memeing. I already see my aim. That was by somebody replied. But we got M855, probably the most basic bitch ammunition for 5.56. New trajectory here, you can see it's kind of level, but honestly, I don't think it would make that much of a difference. You see, we got some more range there. However, looks like a lot more damage fall off. You know, you can see this line is red the entire time. So like I said, if this is pen, it might be a lot different, but it's going to be interesting to see what that means and see if we get any clarification on that. Next is going to be 5.45, just a little bit of PS ammo. You guys rag on me for using it, but hey, man, it's fun. We have, once again, at the 100-meter point where we start to see the discrepancy and really see how much extra range we're going to be getting. So almost identical there to the M855. We have 336 AP rounds. This is one that I've definitely used in the past and couldn't figure it the fuck out. So it drops really, really quickly, and especially for putting in like a VPO, you would expect to get way more range on it. You simply don't. So seeing that, it's getting a little bit more range is cool. And, this is definitely a change that's needed because I've used this round many times shooting from Big Red on customs over to the little storage cars or storage units. And I've never been able to hit shots, man. I've been aiming sky high. So that's a new ballistics for 12-12. I do apologize for sounding absolutely terrible, slurring my words and everything, but there's no way I'm re-recording this content, man. I'm just way too sick. My throat is literally on fire. Like I can't even drink water, man. It just hurts so much. So that's where we're at, man. A lot of you guys were asking for Patreon. I'm working on that. I'm trying to, make sure everything's good and ready to go. Obviously not going to launch that before I'm over the sickness. And then obviously the membership option, I took away the biggest one, which was like a Patreon style one, and we're gonna be moving that over to Patreon. So just trying to make changes for you guys that are for the better, and hopefully you guys are enjoying everything that I'm trying to put out for you guys. So make sure you that like, subscribe if you're new, sponsor, and equipment description below. That's all I got. Thank you so much for stopping by. I'm out.